Dill, you ready? You look like you're on your phone. That's a nice throw.
Yeah.
What is going on, guys? Dirtsheet clocking in the Spoiler Alert Network. Somewhere above and or beside me is Brad and Showtime, and this is unprecedented. We are doing a three-way rant right now. That is a rant with all three of our faces, and it makes me excited because this is my favorite series. So what we're going to be discussing today is kind of how movie theaters are kind of a dying race. Streaming services are taking over. Disney Plus is releasing movies on their streaming service for $50 for like a rental fee. And then HBO Max is releasing things the same day as movie theaters. And, you know, like while we're not all a group of like elderly boomers, movie theaters are kind of a big part of what people in our age group grew up with, you know, and it's something that's kind of going away. And that's a little sad and disheartening. So I know that Brad is probably the most concerned about this. So I will let him start with his concerns about how to save movie theaters and how we can stop being dumb.
So first off, I'm in a rant. I don't usually get in front of cameras and rant, but I'm passionate about this stuff. So, yeah, basically.
Word vomit!
Yeah. Word vomit. Okay, anyway. So basically, yeah, we're seeing with the whole situation started last year and lockdowns and businesses closing, we're slowly seeing movie theaters die off. And that's not a good thing because, I mean, mainly just because of nostalgic purposes. And, you know, think about any of you who have actually been to a movie theater and just how different that experience is than sitting in your living room watching it on your TV. It's a totally different world, and I grew up with that, and I know these guys probably did too. And like even drive-ins, I still go to a drive-in here locally in Indiana, and it's a really fun time. And drive-ins are all but dead around the USA, so I mean, we're seeing that happen with these streaming services like Disney Plus and HBO Max, which, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I use streaming services. Everybody does pretty much these days. But if you're paying these extra fees and all that, it's showing those companies that, hey, these people are going to sit home and give us more money. They're not going to go out to movie theaters. Let's just make this more easily accessible, you know, and then that's less people in the theaters, what have you. I mean, obviously there's mandates and all that good stuff going on right now. Maybe still, I know Indiana, they dropped their mask mandate at the time of recording this video, so it's a little easier to go out and to theaters and stuff now. But I took my daughter to see a movie the other day in a movie theater, and there was me and my two daughters and one other group of people in there, and it was nice having the theater to ourselves, but it's sad to think one day kids won't get to experience the movie theater. So that's basically my end of it is, yeah, we got mandates and stuff. I mean, obviously it's a bad situation going on, so, but don't let this industry die because of greedy corporations, basically. So any thoughts, Showtime, on your end?
So many thoughts. Okay, so first, one of my first memories from being a kid is going up to Indianapolis.
And pooping your pants.
I was going up to Indianapolis to hang out with my cousin for a little while. And one of the things that we decided to do was we decided to go see the first Spider-Man movie. And at the city center of the Circle, there's just this gigantic movie theater in the center of Indianapolis. And we went there to watch the Spider-Man movie, the first one with Tobey Maguire. And it was amazing. Like, that's one of my first memories ever. And that was, what was that, 2000? Was that in 2000?
Sure.
So I was like 9 at the time, but for some reason, that's one of my first memories because I'm stupid. Anyway, so, and that's an experience that I want.
How'd you get to Indianapolis by yourself as a 9-year-old?
Did you not hear the part? Shut the up. So, that's not important. That's an experience that I want everybody to have. I want every generation to have that kind of experience where you have one defining moment in a movie theater, at least one. I mean, if not several. Like I have that one with Spider-Man, and then me and my mom went together to see Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, and that was a great experience. And me and my wife and our buddy Jeff and Morgan, we went together to watch Endgame together, and that was a fantastic experience. And I have several of these memories, and I want everyone to always be able to have these memories. And if the theater industry dies off because Disney wants to release premium access movies, I don't want that to happen. Like, Disney has enough money already. They don't need to save more money by not shipping their movies out to theaters. Like, that's the only benefit, right? That's the only thing that they're going to get out of this. Am I wrong?
I mean,
the only thing that's going to happen is they're not going to have to ship out their movies to theaters. People could, right? I mean, am I thinking about that wrong? There's no other benefit to not putting your movies in theaters.
Well, I feel like, okay, for the corporations, it's not. But if I may dive into my thoughts.
Go ahead.
I feel like I kind of sit in that median where it's a dual-edged sword because I see both sides of it. As a mentally unstable ball of anxiety, the concept of renting a movie at home and not having to go out and be around people is somewhat thrilling. The thought that I can sit at home and watch a movie at home that I'd have to go out in public to see in theaters is kind of a relief. That's the word that I'm thinking of, just because I don't do well in crowds or with people. So it's like, I don't have to go outside. But at the same time, some of my fondest memories are not even as a kid, because I don't remember going to a lot of movies as a kid. Maybe it was because I was young, or maybe because it wasn't in the cards and I didn't go to a lot of movie theaters. But as an adult, I have very fond memories in movie theaters, like going to see Endgame. The first of 7 times I went to see Endgame. I remember a packed theater, and when Cap said, "Avengers Assemble," we all lost our literally a round of applause in a movie theater. And that is probably one of my favorite memories in life. And then I sit here and I think about, well, yeah, I don't have to leave the house, but sometimes leaving the house to go to a movie theater and being among peers and complete strangers who have the same passions as me gets me out of my shell. Like, that was tremendous. There was a complete stranger sitting next to me, and we talked for like 20 minutes after the movie. It was like, man, we've been waiting for 11 years for Cap to say those 2 words. It was absolutely insane. And then I got his number, and that was it. Like, we never.
You fucked.
It's like his name was Jason. I saved him as Jason Marvel guy in my phone. It was like, it'd be cool to hang out. I was like, yeah, it would. And then we never hung out, but it was cool. So, but like, okay, I have fond memories of going to movie theaters, even though I have a severe issue with being out in public around strangers. Like, if anything, it has helped me to be more sociable, and like, it's one thing to sit at home and watch a movie on a streaming service, but it's another thing to go to a movie theater and watch it in like IMAX 3D. Like,
it's a whole other world.
Literally a whole other world than sitting at home and watching it on the $200 Walmart TV. Like, and I don't think about it because I don't have kids or really care about kids, but Brad and Showtime are right. Like, they have children, and like the fact that their kids might grow up not going to movie theaters and making memories like this with complete strangers and or loved ones is kind of disheartening, and it sucks. It does, because it all is essentially a big cash grab from streaming services. Because Disney can put a movie out on Disney Plus, like Black Widow, like Mulan, and charge $30, and people will stay at home and watch it and not go to the movie theater to buy tickets and see it. I'll do both because I suck, but other people will just opt for the one.
Think about how much it costs for one person to go see a movie. How much is a movie ticket? Like $12?
I paid $15 for IMAX tickets. That's the
$15.
most I've ever paid.
I mean, it depends on where you go. I mean, there's matinee shows that are like $6. I mean,
yeah,
but they're probably $30 in California because
probably
that's how it works.
So in my experience, we go from, I think $6 is the cheapest I ever got a movie ticket, and I think I spent $18 at the Royal Suites in Newburgh, Indiana, and that's a fair range, but that's nowhere near $30 for one person. If you're just one person, like you, Dirtsheet, if you're just one person sitting at home watching your movie, that's $30. Okay, you can take the dog to the theater, pay a ticket.
She's a service animal. I could take her in theory.
But you wouldn't have to pay for a ticket for her, I assume.
You're right. I'd hope not. I would burn the theater down.
You are one person, and the streaming services, Disney, they're going to make $30 from you to sit at home and watch that movie, or they're going to make whatever they make off, whatever percentage they make off that ticket sale, that $16 at max, whatever percentage of that they're going to take for themselves. They would rather have your $30. I bet money they'd rather have your $30, and they'd rather not send their movie off to theaters all over the country.
You're absolutely right. And unfortunately, I don't know if it's just, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel like this writing has been on the wall for a while. I feel like COVID and the social distancing and the lockdowns kind of pushed it further than it's been ever before. But, remember places like Blockbuster, out of business, Family Video, a dying company. The digital age could possibly be the death of movie theaters. Because, whenever Netflix came out, Netflix was, you rented DVDs and they mailed them to your house. Yep. I remember that. And now it's all digital. You pay whatever, $13.99, $15.99, whatever it is a month for Netflix now, and they have a full digital library. That is akin to what is happening, what could happen with movie theaters if we fall for the cash grab from these streaming services. And you're right in the fact that if you think about it logically, there's probably a large percentage of people out there like me who just don't want to leave the house, are single, or maybe it's a couple who pay $30 to watch a movie one time whenever you could pay half that to go to a movie theater, or even a third of that if you go to a matinee show early in the morning, and it sucks to know that I fall for it.
It is somewhat, it's understandable. I'm the same way. I don't like getting around a bunch of people. So, it is easy to fall for it if that's the case, and I'm not going to judge anybody who would rather sit at home.
Judging me.
Yeah. But my point is, don't let that kill off movie theaters, and don't let that kill off the experience for everybody else,
Right.
I don't usually get into this kind of stuff, but, if it's because of COVID or whatever, wear your mask, socially distance, do whatever you got to do to make yourself, feel comfortable and everything, but don't just let it destroy the industry by staying home and taking the easy way out,
Yeah.
Go out and have those experiences, just live,
Otherwise, nobody else is going to get to have those experiences. It's just going to be gone. I have me and my wife and 2 kids, and I hate leaving my house. I can't stand it. And I definitely hate taking my family anywhere because those kids are the worst. But taking them to a movie theater is something that I want to be able to do in the future. Not right now, because they're just hellions right now. But in the future, I want to go and build memories with my kids. And it's easier for me to just sit at home and throw a movie on Netflix. That's easier. But I want that option to be there in the future. And I will go on record and say that I'm not going to watch that Raya the Last Dragon movie until it's fully available on Disney Plus. I will go to the theater and watch it if that happens, but I'm not going to pay for the $30 premium access to Raya the Last Dragon. I'm not going to pay the $30 for Black Widow. I'm not going to pay whatever it is, the $30 for Mulan, or that's probably fully on Disney Plus by now.
I would assume no, that's so by now.
But I won't do this premium access because I'm not going to tell them I'm okay with it. So I'm not. So Dirtsheet's paying for it. I'm not. But
the sugar daddy.
I'm not going to pay $30 to watch a movie.
Sugar daddy.
I'm not going to pay $30 on top of a subscription fee to watch a movie that I'm going to be able to watch in just 6 weeks? However long it's going to be in the premium access stage?
Yeah.
90 days?
Same with me. I was like, I'm not going to do that. I took my 2 oldest daughters to see it in theaters. And sounds corny, but it was a beautiful experience. I mean, they enjoyed it. They enjoyed being in the theater again. And, I don't want them to lose that. I don't want anybody to lose that experience. Because if you know, if you have that at least one movie theater experience that is just unforgettable, then you know what I'm talking about. So,
yeah. And if you agree with us and you support movie theaters, then go out and spend your money in a movie theater. If you do agree with us, but you don't necessarily want to go out right now because the world sucks, then at least don't do the premium access, because then you're just telling them that it's okay. We don't want to tell them it's okay. That's one thing we don't want to do. We don't necessarily have to go out, but you don't have to take it either. You could just wait. Because the movie, you're going to see the movie. If you have Disney Plus, you're going to see it eventually. It's going to be free. Right? I mean, there's no reason to go out. There's no reason to pay for premium access. No reason.
You're absolutely right, but I'm still going to. So, I hate that I'm going to, but I think it's situational. For movies like Black Widow, yes, absolutely. Of course.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, yes. Yeah,
absolutely not.
And
go to the theater.
Because you're gonna.
I will.
Probably.
Then don't buy it on premium access. If it's gonna release on premium access and in the theater at the same time, then just go to the.
This is me completely undoing the concept of this video and all the hard work we put in for 20 minutes.
It's into us.
This is me saying don't do premium access and then me immediately doing premium access. But no, I get it, and I will try.
It's like you saying EA sucks butt as a company and then just going out and
then paying $60 for the Mass Effect Legendary Trilogy remastered. So, no, yeah. Right. Listen, I suck. Don't be like me, okay? So, it is amazing, what we as a people can do in the face of corporations like this. It could be as easy as a couple thousand of us being like, no, we're not doing premium access, and then Disney being like, maybe it was a dumb idea, and maybe they released their movies to theaters and still on premium access. I don't know. I know that it's easy for a lot of people to sit at home and say, yeah, it's not, it doesn't matter what a couple thousand people or a handful of people not getting premium access is going to do for a Fortune 500 company that, runs the world and is probably the Illuminati. But if I get kidnapped now, Disney did it. But, it's amazing what a Reddit movement got us the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to end this with. It is people on Reddit being angry and making petitions got us the Snyder Cut, got Amber Heard removed from Aquaman. It is amazing what we as a united people can do.
That's the age we're in right now. We're in the age of the consumer, in my opinion. We are making the decision on what they're going to do. So we need to tell them what we're going to take and what we're not going to take.
So, and I think it'd be a good thing for, Disney to not release movies straight to their streaming service and people go out to theaters and whatnot. I think you guys are right. And I'm a dumb idiot for sitting here being like, I'm going to get Black Widow for $30. So, I will go on record and say this might be one of my favorite videos ever because it's all three of us sitting here talking about intellectual. Anyways, guys, until you see one of these three faces on camera saying words at you, remember to stay dedicated.